My name is Paul Nemirovsky. I am the CEO and co-founder of dMetrics. We are builders of an AI platform for non-technical users, meaning that everybody that is listening to this video or watching this video could be a potential user of our platform without having to know how to write code or how to do machine learning, data science, all of these buzzwords that get thrown around in order to create value for their business or for themselves. And the way that we started with this is Ariadne and I. Ariadne Platoni is my co-founder and CTO. Both of us were at MIT doing our PhDs in machine learning, and we realized that there is these two gigantic gaps. One between the research that exists in academia and the type of technology that gets applied in the commercial world. Most of the stuff from academia takes many years to get out there, and then most of it is not getting encoded in the right way. So we could do that and bring value. But even more exciting problem was that most of the technology, when it leaves the technological academic world, ends up being used by technologists outside, engineers, data scientists, etc. And truth is 99% of the population are not machine learning PhDs. And so what we have built is a platform called Minsky that allows subject matter experts, anyone from brand managers to analysts to investors to employees in general, analyze large sets of unstructured text and extract all kinds of value from it without having to write a line of code. And also do it, frankly, in a fraction of time that it would take someone like me with all the years of education to do. And that really changes the paradigm of how insights get created in the commercial landscape. So to me, it's a paradigm shift in what we do as a business, how we identify risks, how we mitigate them, how we identify opportunities, how we act on them. All of that is something that is feasible if we give tools directly to the end users, to people who know what to do, what kind of business questions and answers they're looking for. So a couple examples. For instance, one type of information that we look at is consumer reports. People today go online and express their opinion on all kinds of things, on the diapers they bought for their child and on drugs they take to treat their disease. So to speak of the world of medications and of diseases, most people that experience some condition or someone close to them experience a condition, they feel very lost. They don't know what to do. And eventually they go online, they search, and they find some community of people that either experience the same condition or might have some answers. And these people end up on these tiny informational islands. There's hundreds of thousands of these islands, and they don't know about each other. And as a result, knowledge, the actual valuable medical knowledge that could help everybody, from the pharma companies that make the drugs to the patients themselves, that knowledge gets lost. It's at most heard by a few people. So what we've done is collect that information from loads of different public sources and create the largest repository of what is called patient-reported outcomes, which is a fancy word for what people do and say with their health. And what kind of medications they take, what helps them, what doesn't, what kind of side effects they experience, how do they treat these. All that information can be extracted from millions of websites that we crawl, and then it can be categorized, segmented, insights can be extracted, and then you can act on those. So you can, for instance, see what are the real concerns of diabetics or mothers of children that have diabetes. How do they treat these? You can see, what is the impact of a new medication being released? Is it something that actually is used by anyone? Are people afraid of it? Are the risks of medications outweigh the opportunity that comes with them of solving a particular problem? And we do that across the board with all kinds of consumer work. At the same time, it's not limited to consumers. For instance, one interaction that we've done recently in collaboration, we do quite a few collaborations with different organizations, one of them Harmony Labs. We analyzed 3 years of talk shows in the United States from 3 major networks to analyze how the interaction of media, how media covered the story of Donald Trump and Russia, and how the different themes in this conversation have evolved over time, how they were covered differently by Fox, MSNBC and CNN, and what kind of things you can tell about the coverage, about what is important to the American public, what is important to journalists, what are the different biases of the journalists themselves, etc., etc. So you can do the type of insight analysis that today is accessible only to machine learning specialists, but someone like me doesn't know what are the important problems you do, and that's really what our company is about, giving you the tools to solve your hard informational problems at a click of a button. So about SBIR, it's been instrumental in our development. SBIR frankly gave us the first grant we received from them when we had not much more than an idea, and we knew that there is value, but the risk in investing in us, I think, was very large, and so we had just I think 1 or 2 initial angel investors that put a little bit, tiny bit of money, and then we got the SBIR phase 1, and that was a big vote of confidence for other investors to come on board. It was also a way for us to really start making a business out of it rather than an academic research, and a lot of that, I think, we're very grateful for the opportunity. And then when it progressed to phase 2 and then to an additional grant from SBIR, that really changed the way that we could execute. We could hire more people. Initially it was a big share of the revenue that we received as a company, so it really changed, and most importantly, it's a very well regarded program. And so being able to come and say that SBIR from NSF gave us all this money, and that we went through their process of evaluating our technical capability and our ability to deliver was a big vote for both investors but also for customers, because nobody knew what dMetrics was, everybody knew what National Science Foundation is.